King Ray Ray in this bitch. Ha! Hey, what's good? What's good? It's your man, King Ray Ray. Welcome back to the kingdom. What I want to talk to you about today, man, is a struggle that we all have. But before we start, man, let me send a special thanks out to all my patron supporters, all my channel members, my mods, of course. Salute to the mod squad, and all of my regular supporters, and those new subscribers who have decided to join us here in the kingdom. I'm your host with the most, King Ray Ray. Let's get it in. You know, there's a struggle that we all deal with. Whether we want to admit it or not, we have all done this thing. I was listening to Will Smith and Martin Lawrence on The Breakfast Club. And Will said something profound in his interview. And I think that we should discuss this today. As individuals, we all create caricatures of ourselves to some extent, especially when we're younger. And those caricatures of ourselves are what we use to interact with the world. So we face things we fear as a character. We face things we may love as a character. We face things that we desire as a character. We face things that we detest as a character. And we build these characters in our lives. And we find ourselves pushed into one or more of these characters because one of them actually works in the world and garners us a level of success. Now, when something has protected you and made money for you, it is hard to remember that that's not truly who you are. But it's like when you throw some poop to the wall and wait for something to stick. And that's what's stuck in your life. So you take it, let's look at some of the rappers who are not who they claim to be. But see, if you're in the hood in a certain environment, you have to be like everyone else. You can't just be an open guppy in a pool of sharks. You have to, at the very least, act like you're a shark. But that act can garner you some success somewhere. So now you're living your life as a shark, when in reality, you're a big fish, but you're more like a grouper. You're not this intimidating thing that's going to bite somebody's leg off when they're at the beach. Now, our goal as men and women as well is to get to a point in life where we're willing to risk losing everything that character has garnered us, whether it's a level of success, whether it's a level of notoriety, respect, education, travel, no matter what it is. At some point, we have to be willing to just live as who we are. And that's a difficult thing. There are men in their 40s, 50s, 60s who haven't gotten to the point where they can live as who you are. So I ask you now, do you have the courage to live as yourself, for yourself, and accept whatever consequences and repercussions come with that? Or have you garnered so much being this facade, being this fictitious character that you've created for yourself, that you simply can't let it go because all of the things that you have gained from being that character are too valuable? See, we talk about authenticity an awful lot. Authenticity is a big word. And not just for men, for women, for everyone. Authenticity is a big word. Being authentic, being true to yourself, being true to who you are, representing how you're supposed to represent. We all talk about it all the time. But very few people have figured out how to be their authentic selves because of whatever they've gained from being that fictitious character. Look at your life and ask yourself, are you happy because of stuff or are you happy because of self? When you look at yourself in the mirror every day, do you feel just as good as you do after you get dressed and put on your fine clothes and your jewelry and get in your nice car? Do you feel the same if you don't have a beautiful woman? See, let me tell you something. On this particular platform, there's a lot of men who profess to be players. There's a lot of men who even profess to be dating coaches. There's a lot of men who profess to have experience with women. And there's a lot of men who live their lives in a way where you can look at them and tell that's not who they are. If you're married, man, and you were a dating coach, fine. Present yourself as a former dating coach. If you broke now, but you were rich, present yourself as a former millionaire. You know, there's an old phrase that this is applied to, and it's called keeping up with the Joneses. But you know what keeping up with the Joneses means? It means that you have looked at the Joneses, created a caricature of yourself that looks like the Joneses and acts like the Joneses and wants to be like the Joneses, but it's not really you. The thing is, the Joneses are really the Joneses. You're not. If you are not an educated man, don't present yourself as an educated man. Present yourself as a man who regrets not pursuing a formal education. See, this is what you have to understand. You may not gain as much materialistically being your authentic self, but what you will gain is peace of mind, spiritual enrichment, mental and emotional enrichment. What you'll gain is a new right in your own mind, the right to be you. And many of us live feeling as we don't have the right to be ourselves. If you're a married man and you don't want to have a wife, you should probably be looking into a divorce. Why stay in a situation and try to be something you're not? When I talk about men having multiple women, I know it's because most men want multiple women. And if you want multiple women, why are you trying to impress a society or impress a woman or impress the people around you and just be a one woman man if that is not your thing? By the same token, if you are a one woman man, why are you out here trying to stick out here with the players and be a player when you know you just want to settle down and have one woman to love on? If you just want your one bad chick so you can spoil her, go ahead and do that. That's why I suggest that men don't listen to other men who always talk about their lives, because the majority of those men aren't living as their authentic selves. But we're so materialistic and we're driven by so many trivial things that if a man has those things and shows those things, then we overlook the fact that that man is not being who he is. He just has those things. And you will believe that he has the ability to tell you how to garner those things as well, how to gain those things as well. But the bottom line is, if you want to have the fullest life that you can have, if you want to have the most satisfying existence that you can have, you are going to have the courage to live as who you are and not as who you want to be. Because if who you want to be is not who you are, you have some soul searching to do. That means you want to be someone else. Either you want to be yourself or you want to be someone else. Man, being authentic is simply about accepting the fact that you deserve to be who you are. You were born as who you are. So that's your right. You see men jumping back and forth from team to team, and their loyalties are misplaced. One minute they're loyal to this side, the next minute they're loyal to that side. One minute they're a gangster, the next minute there's something else. One minute they're a player, the next minute they players are the wrong type of man to be. You have men who are all over the place out here. And we already know how women act, as it pertains to this particular topic. They're all over the place. One minute she loves you, the next minute she hates you. One minute you're the most amazing man in the world, the next minute she's, you're the scum of the earth. One minute, it's your child, the next minute it's another man's child. One minute she let's get married, the other minute let's not. One minute, oh, I love this marriage, the next minute a divorce. You know what I'm saying? One minute she's got an education, the next minute she dropped out in sophomore year. You just don't know what you're going to get because people are so afraid to be who they are because they're seeking the approval of other people. Let me tell you something about the approval of other people. Whenever you're getting the approval of other people, you probably don't approve of your own self. Because we're such individuals and everyone's so individualistic that when you please yourself, other people aren't pleased by that because they have nothing to gain by you pleasing yourself. That is why I can't have a regular job, because I am not a do boy. I am not going to be giving orders by someone to do those things. Someone's not going to be able to come to me and disrespect me or talk down to me in front of other people because you can't even do it in private. So no one's going to be in my life who feels like they have the right to talk to me any kind of way or, not even ask me to do something, tell me to do something. Nobody's going to be able to call me insubordinate because I don't listen to what they do. What the hell you mean insubordinate? I'm not insubordinate. I'm not subordinate in the first place. That's the only reason that I'm not going to have a job, because I ain't cut out for it. It ain't my thing. And that's why I never knock people who have them, because if that's your thing, if being an entrepreneur is not your thing, bro, don't try to be an entrepreneur. Just go to work. If going to work ain't your thing, hey, bro, be an entrepreneur. If working out ain't your thing, bro, just eat right. Eat right and go walking. If you don't want to lift no weights, cool. If you know you ain't gonna eat right and you're gonna be, fat swole, then do that, bro. The bottom line is, if you're doing anything for any other reason other than the fact that you enjoy it, this life is about enjoyment. And I won't do anything that I don't enjoy. I simply won't do it. I don't enjoy having deep conversations with women. I don't enjoy sitting down and trying to act like I'm on the same page with women. I don't enjoy having conversations about 50-50 relationships with women. I don't enjoy having conversations I don't enjoy having conversations with women, period. I'll talk and they can listen, but I don't want to have no exchange with a woman. That's not me. I'm not going, confine myself to the expectations of society and whatever the norms are in this society and say, okay, well, I'll just go along with that. I believe that men and women are equal and we're fit. No, bro, I ain't gonna never say it, and I ain't gonna never live like it, because that's not me. When brothers come to me, man, I do consultations and they have, problems with their children, mama, man, or their child's mother, man, trying to use the child as a weapon. That could never happen to me. You can't use a child as a weapon against me. You're just not going to, I'm not built like that. And I'm not going to try to act like I am. I'm not an emotional man that's going to have emotional ties to a woman. I'm not going to be in love with a woman. I'm not going to ever do that. But I'm not going to try to force myself to do it. I'm not going to put myself in a situation where I'm in a quote unquote loving relationship when I don't have that type of emotional capacity. Honor and respect is enough for me. And I think every man should be thinking along the same lines. If it is not who you are, man, don't put yourself in a box, bro. Because what's going to happen, man, is you're going to be in a box. And this is what happens. You're in a box and it's working for you. You know what I'm saying? A perfect example. Let's say you this hustler, you getting money. It works for you. You're a hustler. You got pistols. You got cats around you that'll shoot. Now, you ain't going to shoot nothing unless somebody back in the corner and you scared, but you ain't going to shoot nothing. You ain't built like that. You understand? You really ain't got no business out there hustling. But guess what? You're in an environment where you were able to get plugged in because you do have a good work ethic in that environment. That's what hustling is about. Hustling, being a hustler is just having supreme work ethic. And here you are. You getting money. You this man. You the plug. You get jammed up. And now you sitting in there talking to the people because you ain't the plug. You ain't about this life. So now being a plug ain't working for you no more. Now you got to remember who you are. You got to find out who you are because you ain't the plug no more. You in there sitting down calling names. Or either that, you may go sit down and do your time. But the majority of the time, these cats that ain't built for it, they go in there and sit down and run their mouth and tell on somebody. Now, who are you? Because you obviously wasn't the plug. That's what's going on in society today. You got a bunch of cats trying to live a life that they're not cut out for. Bunch of them. Perfect example, the little dude 6ix9ine wasn't cut out for that. He ain't that. But who is he now? Because that's what he told us he was. Now he's got to find himself. Fortunately for him, he's still a very young man. But there are men in their 40s and 50s, man, who haven't accepted who they are. There are women in their 40s and 50s who haven't accepted who they are. When you see that woman that's 35 or 40 and she's in the club, and I ain't talking about in the jazz club, I'm talking about in the club. That woman don't know who she is. She built herself up to be this fire young thunder, but now she ain't that fire young thunder no more. Now she lost. You got this woman out here going through her younger years talking about she don't need no man. You understand? She done built herself into this makeshift feminist. She's flying a feminist flag. And guess what happens? She gets about 35, 40. And now she's mad because she ain't got no man. Why? Because she wasted her time being something she wasn't. Then when she hits that wall, she understands that, damn, I thought I'd be married with children by now. Yeah, you thought you would when you were being your authentic self. See, if everyone is their authentic selves, man, I promise you that the world will be a much more peaceful place. The environment we live in will be a much more peaceful place. Because people would be themselves, they'd be happier because they are themselves. You got this high suicide rate. You got these people popping all these pills. You got these people drinking all this liquor. You got these people sipping syrup. People are trying to medicate themselves because they are sick, but they are not physically sick. They are mentally, emotionally, and spiritually sick. You got people out here who are sick. You know what sickness means? That means that there is a foreign object in your body. There are foreign entities in your body. There's disease in your body that doesn't belong there. So your immune system tries to push it out. That's what happens with these people. They are morally defunct. They are spiritually defunct. There is a ghost inside of their body. They have no idea who they are. And they are living their lives as somebody they don't know. That's how men wake up and look back on their lives and they really don't know what was going on with them when they were younger. What was going on with you when you were younger is that you weren't yourself. And I'm going to tell you like this, brothers. The only way to learn yourself, if you're not yourself, is to take time to do that. But you're too busy living the life as somebody you're not. We as men have to understand that you cannot have an amazing life if you don't exist as who you are. That's the goal for this year. Let this be the first year of your life that you live as who you are. Stop fronting for the camera because ain't no camera on you. Stop fronting for the gram because you ain't got that many followers. Live your life, the life that you are made for. If you're not gangster, don't talk that rah-rah. That ain't you, bro. Because consequences come. This is the thing about living a fake life. Even if the life you live is fake, the consequences of that life are real. So if you're a fake gangster, you get real gangster consequences. If you're a fake crook, you get real crook consequences. If you're a fake banger, you get real banger consequences. You see what I'm saying? If you're a fake feminist, you get real feminist consequences. That's just how it is, man. We have to keep in mind, if you're a fake man, you get real man consequences. So what I want you to do is find me now. What's going on in this society now? We don't know how it's gonna switch, but find me the homosexual man that got sentenced to an all-women prison. Find me the butch woman that got sentenced to an all-male prison. It doesn't matter who you think you are. It only matters who you are. That's the bottom line. And so this is the thing that you have to understand. Anything you get while you're being somebody you're not, you don't deserve it. You only deserve what you get as your authentic self. So if you present yourself as having money and you show up in a rented Ferrari or a rented Lamborghini, and you show up to a woman's crib and that woman think you got it like that and she gives you sex because of that, you didn't deserve it. You only deserve what you can get on face value. Period. You only deserve what you can get on face value. And that is why it works well and it bodes well for all of us to every day strive to be the best version of ourselves. See, let me tell you something. Being the best version of yourself ain't got nothing to do with no money. That's an external thing. Being the best version of yourself ain't got nothing to do with no job, no education, no friends, no family. That's an external thing. Being the best version of yourself starts internal, because once you get outside of your body, it's not you anymore. Your money ain't you. Your car ain't you. Your job ain't you. Your woman ain't you. Your family ain't you. Your city ain't you. Once you get outside of your body, that's not you anymore. Everything, everybody, this morning, I want you to go look in your mirror, your bathroom mirror. I'm talking about when you get out the shower, before you even put clothes on, look in the mirror at yourself and look at yourself and say, you're all you got. That right there is all you got. You ain't got nothing else in this world. Everything else in this world can be stripped from you. But if that in that mirror gets stripped from you, that's because it's over. You ain't here no more. That's yourself. Becoming the best version of yourself is that. Has nothing to do with these other things. We're all focused on trying to be the man with the money. We're all focused on trying to be the man with this, but the people who live the most enriched, the most fulfilling lives are people that don't focus on materialistic possessions in order to bring them happiness, in order to bring them some sense of accomplishment, in order to bring them some sense of joy, in order to bring them some sense of self-fulfillment, and in order to bring them some sense of being blessed. They don't look at those things. Those things are added to the man who is focusing on becoming the best version of himself. You ain't got to work hard for those things if you focus on actually becoming the best version of yourself. There are men who are out here talking about they're developing themselves and becoming the best version of themselves. Them niggas don't even read. There are things they're interested in they're not even learning about. They don't even know if they're getting all the micronutrients they need. They don't know if they're getting the vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K, riboflavin. They don't know if they're getting all their iron. They don't know if they're getting the zinc. They don't know if they're getting all the calcium. They don't know if they get none of that. You know why? Because they don't understand what becoming the best version of yourself is. But us here this morning, we're going to focus the right way. It's still early in the year, man. Early January, halfway through the month. Actually, MLK's true birthday today. And what we got to do, brothers, is keep in mind that you got to have the courage to live as who you are, or you're going to die without ever knowing yourself. No one can appreciate you if you don't let everyone know who the true you is. Who I am is not somebody that everybody's going to like. It's not somebody that everybody's going to get along with. It's not something that every woman is going to be able to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Been dealing with haters my whole life. Been coming across women that want it but can't get it, can't deal with it. But you know what? I am who I am. Now, have I built characters of myself? Of course I have. But I've done everything in my power, I'm telling you, to push those things away from me because I don't need them. I can be who I am because the only person I really, really, truly, truly, absolutely have to have in this world is the man I look at in the mirror every day. Everyone else is expendable. This is what you have to understand. You have to wrap your mind around a concept that everyone else is expendable. There is no one in your life who is an absolute necessity for you to survive except yourself. And that is the mindset that you have to take on. Am I saying shun everybody and distance yourself? No. I'm saying keep the people that are in your life who are important in your life, but always keep their relationship in perspective. The proper mindset to have, and I have this mindset with everyone. And it's gonna sound, hey man, it's gonna sound pretty rough. I don't need you. You need me. That's my mindset. And I know how it sounds, but I don't care how it sounds. That's my mindset. So everyone is expendable in your life except yourself. So that means all those caricatures of yourself you've created to deal with the world, all those different energies that you've created to deal with the world in certain environments. See, this is the thing. As a man now, you don't have to be forced to be in any environment. You shouldn't be. You should be able to choose your environment. And if you can't, that's the first thing you work on. Choose your environment. You don't have to go to environments that can't accept you for who you are. See, my thing is this. If you're not from the hood, you ain't got no business ever going there. Unless you got some family there and you're visiting family. But if you ain't never been there and you ain't from there, why are you there? You shouldn't show up nowhere where somebody got to ask, hey, who people is this right here? This y'all people right here? You shouldn't go nowhere where you got to be asked that. Because your character, your true character, may not be accepted there. If you're a black man, you shouldn't show up at a Klan rally, not by yourself. If you're a white man, you probably shouldn't show up at a Black Panther meeting. But this is just the reality of life. You are who you are. If you're not pro-black, don't be out here flying a pro-black banner, man, like you really care about black folks. Just be you. You ain't got to be pro-black just because you black. You ain't got to be with black women just because you black. You ain't got to support all black businesses just because you black. Maybe you grew up around white folks. Maybe every girlfriend you ever had was white because wasn't in around but white girls. So you're supposed to come out of that life, living that life your whole life and become a grown man, and not suddenly because you want to fit in with the pro-blackity blacks, as the brother Chronicles say, that you just gonna flip the script on yourself and become who they want you to be. Hey man, alpha rule number one, go back to my catalog. Alpha rule number one, F what they think. That's why I made it alpha rule number one. F what they think. You cannot be the most alpha version of yourself if you care what people think about you. If you care what people think about you, see, I could care less what somebody thinks. Now, when they get to running their mouth, when they get to talking it, that's something different. But what they think, and if some cat's talking, behind my back or doing something like that, or if some woman is pouring salt on my name or whatever, man, I don't care nothing about none of that. Because the thing is, if you know who I am, if you really know me, then you ain't got nothing bad to say about me. Anybody who got something bad to say about me just don't know me. Everybody who knows me. Now, there may be some women who say, man, he was a blah, blah, blah. But I ain't even talking about them. What they say don't matter. I'm talking about brothers. I'm going to be who I am. I suggest you do the same. Because you'll never live the life you're supposed to live if you don't. Having the courage to live as who you are is the most amazingly fulfilling thing that a man could ever do. And I want you brothers to live that life and have that experience, man. I do. I want you brothers to have that life and live that experience, brother. Because I'm going to tell you, I ain't all the way there. I don't think any of us will ever be 100%. I don't think you just can't be 100%. We have too many scars from the past to be 100%. But about 90, 92% authentic, it's the best thing you can go for. 90, 92%. 100% is perfection, and none of us are perfect. Even if you think you're perfect, you're not. 90, 92% is the goal, man. If you can bang out 95, then you're one of the blessed ones. But I say this, man. You got to live as who you are. And all these adjustments that they want us to make in this society to who we are, especially as men, it starts from when we boys. See how black boys always get diagnosed with ADHD? White boys don't hardly get diagnosed with that. It's always black boys with ADHD. Why? We have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. We're hyperactive because we don't pay attention. But we ain't supposed to pay attention to what they're teaching in them schools. You got to force a boy to pay attention to that because he don't value it. And the format that is taught in. Now, let some boy be outside and teach him on a playground. Teach him for an hour, let him play for 15 minutes. Teach him for an hour, let him play for 15 minutes. Watch how much better they respond. They want you to be what this society wants you to be. This society is a puppet factory. That's what America is. It's a puppet factory. It's intended to breed, rear, and create puppets. And by the time you're high school age, a college age, you're supposed to be a puppet by that point. Only way you can combat it is to live as who you are. So y'all join me later on tonight, man, where our topic tonight will be, is it more important for you to win or to be yourself? And coming up later on this week, man, I got an amazing topic for you where we're going to talk about how the square, how the good man, well, not the beta male, but the nice guy, how the nice guy gets the bad boys sloppy seconds. And I'm going to give you a perfect example, a celebrity example of it. And it's going to be amazing, man. In the meantime, man, y'all enjoy the rest of your day, man. Go ahead and get it crunk this morning. Even on the East Coast, it's still about 6:30 a.m. So I know everybody else is just hitting the floor if you're hitting the floor. Hey, man, I appreciate everybody who was in here this morning. SJ3, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Being up early with me, man, with the wrench, man. You always in here early with me, bro. I appreciate it. Everybody else who came through, man. I appreciate y'all being in here. Tayon Jackson, I appreciate the super chat, bro. Bro, say thank you for these early morning gems. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate y'all coming through. It's been real in the field, man. So I say to y'all right now, man, put God first and keep grinding and growing, my brothers. Peace. King Ray Ray in this bitch. Ha! Chuck Diesel.